All right, ladies and gentlemen, woo-hoo, we are live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. This is the day that the Lord has made. I am already rejoicing. I am already glad in it. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. Today we're going to be talking to you about how to accumulate assets under your holding company. So do me a quick favor, hit that like button, hit that share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know that your boy Ramonepreston, my squad, we are live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. And I'm about to give you some game on how to accumulate assets using your holding company. So please also put in the comments what city you're watching me from. I would love to know what city you're watching me from. That's what we're going to be talking about today. How to accumulate, this is the key word here, assets under a holding company. Put in the comments what city you're watching me from. Hit that like button, hit that share button, tag Lolly Dolly, every doggone body, and let them know the Ramonepreston Show is live. Listen, just in case you hadn't been following me all week on the Ramonepreston Show, like we've been really doing a lot of deep diving on this holding company concept. One reason is because 99% of the people who reach out to me and my company are asking questions about the holding company. And we have so many videos that we've already put out on social media about the holding company, but we have a whole holding company program with even more information about the holding company. And here's what's even better news. Just this morning, we have added new content to our holding company program, and we have a whole new course that we're adding to our Millionaire Blueprint, which is going to be tied to increasing your net worth, using a holding company, and doing what I'm going to be talking about today. So this discussion that I'm having today is just like a 20, 30-minute incremental piece of data that represents a new course that we are currently uploading to our Millionaire Blueprint, and it's going to be on how to increase your net worth using a holding company. And in this particular course, I'm talking about what your net worth is, how it works within your company, not just individually, but how net worth works within your company. I teach you reasons why you want to use a holding company and why it is the best strategy to accelerate your net worth. And we also teach on the 3 phases to increasing your net worth using a holding company. One of those phases is actually accumulation. There's an accumulation phase, okay? And once you are able to understand the accumulation phase, now you're able to take all of these common assets that we typically have in any business. Like a lot of businesses have assets that they don't even know are assets. Assets like your trademarks, your IP, your copyrights, licenses, royalties, contracts, leases, equipment, ownership interests. There are so many different assets or things that you can use as assets, technology, platforms, bodies of work. There's so many different things that you can use as assets. And if you accumulate them and bring them together the right way, okay, you can parlay them. You know what I'm saying? For my hood figures, you can parlay them assets into your holding company and you can increase the net worth of your company. You can increase the enterprise value of your company. So let me just say, first and foremost, welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. If you don't know, now you know. I'm your host, Ramonepreston. Every Monday through Friday, I come here on this show and I share information with you that I know if you take it and use it, It's going to change and transform your life. It's definitely going to help you properly start, properly structure so that you can properly scale your business, your income streams, your even ministries and wealth building dreams. As a matter of fact, me and my personal assistant, we were on the phone last night, three-waying with someone who was reaching out to us to join. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about how to accumulate assets under a holding company. How to accumulate assets under a holding company. Now, before I get into the details of this, there's something I want to explain to you, and I still have some notes from some programs that we've been working on. But before I get into how do you actually accumulate assets under your holding company, a few things I want to mention. Everything good?
I think there's circulation.
Say what now?
I think the signal.
You can't hear it?
It's circling.
Oh, it is?
It went out. Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh, it might be the, it could be AT&T out there.
They are. That's what
Wow.
it is. Yeah,
During my life.
During your life.
Come on, man.
So it's not even.
Wow.
Yeah, you in there. I said, well, let me go let them know.
Let me see. Oh, yeah, it's still on.
It's back on.
Uh-huh.
It's going in and out.
Yep.
Okay.
I can hear you. You funny girl. Yep. Okay, I'm sorry, everybody. Say what?
It's in and out.
Yeah, it's in and out. My personal assistant was just telling me we was kind of going in and out. So if I go in and out a little bit, just hit the refresh button or just circle back around and wait till it come back. So anyway, before we get into the details on how you accumulate assets using your holding company, is something I want you to understand, because I talked about it the other day a little bit, and I want you to understand this. Even before you start working towards accumulating assets under your holding company, you have to understand your role as the CEO of your holding company and as the asset manager of your holding company. You have to understand that this is a role, actually a dual role that you have. So when you are at the top of this mountain and you have a holding company and you have either divisions and even subsidiaries, go off on AT&T. We pay too much money to come here every day, and y'all out here working on these wires and fiber during the daytime. Wait till tonight when everybody leave and come fix it. Now back to my regular scheduled show. A lot of people, they start LLCs, they quote unquote get their holding companies set up, and they don't understand the role you play as a CEO of a holding company is a different role than the role you play as a CEO of a typical LLC. I'm going to show you the difference, because a part of your role of a CEO, as a CEO of a holding company, is actually the role of an asset manager. You ain't just running a business that's trying to sell products and services. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you got to start wrapping your mind around this concept that the reason why I started a holding company, the reason why I have, here's holding company. We'll put holdings right here. Then we got divisions. Then we got subsidiaries. So when you set up this type of structure, you ain't setting this structure up like somebody who just has a business that they want to go out there and make a couple dollars selling a product or providing a service. Am I making sense? You are assuming the role of a CEO of this, which is tied to being an asset manager. Now, when that happens, you're responsible for, of course, like any other CEO, the oversight of this company. You're responsible for casting the vision. You're responsible for innovation. You're responsible for risk management. You're responsible for top line revenue, PR, like public relations and networking and building relationships. But here's the thing. A lot of this typical or general stuff that you are responsible for is not just about operating business that you're doing in the marketplace. It's about you assuming the role of a CEO and becoming an asset manager for the accumulation of assets. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what you're supposed to be doing. So when I wake up every day, even though I have a job to do, I got to sell products, I got to sell services, I got to build my business, I got to make money, I got to figure out how to take my ideas and make exchanges in the marketplace to continue to generate revenue. I got to think about staffing, I got to think about operations and vendors and contractors and systems and processes and marketing. All that stuff I got to think about. Like any other CEO got to think about. But then there's this other little sliver over here that other CEOs don't think about, that a CEO of a holding company has to think about, and that is being an asset manager. So now I got to think about, how am I managing the asset of my holding company? How am I managing the asset of my divisions? How am I managing the asset of my subsidiaries? And how am I accumulating assets under my holding company? Otherwise, you're going to have all this. You're going to have a holding company LLC. You're going to have divisions or maybe subsidiary LLCs, and you ain't going to have no activity. All you got is papers everywhere. I got 18 LLCs. I got 18 EIN numbers. I got 18 bank accounts, but you ain't doing nothing with it because you're not clear on what are the assets that I need to be accumulating. So how do you actually accumulate assets? Well, there's a whole list of things that I can name. Again, I want to challenge you after today's show to reach out to me so I can give you access to my whole program, because you really need to learn all the ins and outs of this stuff. You can't just be picking and choosing information and data and thinking you're going to use it and it's going to work for you. I get so many people who reach out to me after bumping their heads, wasting money, wasting time, and then they say, well, I heard you say this, I heard 3 other people say that, I heard 5 other people say this, and I tried to put it all together and make it make sense, and my business is still a mess. I'm still confused. I'm still all over the place, because you just need a consolidated education on this subject matter to learn the concepts and the principles so that you can effectively and successfully put them to practice. So let me just give you a little meat on how you're going to accumulate assets under your holding company. Well, again, you have your holding company. Maybe you have services that you're providing. Hopefully, if you listen to me and you took my courses, you're going to provide consulting services, or at least build a division to have consulting. So let's just say you have consulting, or at least you put it in the pipeline. You put coaching in the pipeline. You put education in the pipeline. You might have other products that you sell under your company or under one of the businesses. You have other services that you provide. Okay? So now what you're going to start doing is you're going to be looking at the things that you know you can do under your holding company, under a division, and under a subsidiary, and all of the above, and you're going to start layering those things to figure out, okay, what assets do I have that are associated to this enterprise that I'm putting together? What are some of the assets? Okay, ownership interests. Those are assets. So I have to look at my ownership interests. I have to look at, okay, how many LLCs do I own? And if in fact those LLCs are out there generating revenue. So I look at my ownership interests. I have to see the percentage of what I own in those interests, and I have to start quantifying them to see what's the dollar amount. So for example, if my holding company owns a online store, and that online store is a LLC that's separate, but it's owned by my holding company, and that online store generates $500 a month, right? That's $6,000 a year. I've got to start doing the math to figure out what can the potential value of this company be that's probably only making $6K a year. Okay? Can I find other businesses that's doing similar to me but don't have certain things that I have that I could actually integrate my strengths into their businesses and take a percentage of their ownership, even if it's 20% of a $6,000 a year business or a $600,000 a year business. But ownership interests are actually assets that you need to start accumulating. Trademarks. Now, again, I just uploaded a new course, or we are in the process of uploading a new course where we break all these assets down, give you definitions for them and descriptions for them, and we show you how to actually take what you have accumulated and integrate it into your business so that it can explode your valuation, thus increasing your company's net worth of our community over here. It's just crazy how they do that. But I guess that's what they do. So we still going in and out. I can see it glitching right now. So I'll just give it a minute to see if it come back on. If it don't come back on, we are just